Okay, nice to see everybody again. What I've got for you is, I've got the presentation laid out. We're going to talk about left side first, then move to the right side. So as I'm sure everybody knows by now, we took a pretty hefty base rate increase on the Blue Cross Blue Shield, 19.6% overall. The top page, this one. That compares your current rates, monthly rate, against renewal rate if you decide to accept the renewal. And by subscriber type, you've got 2 singles, 2 two-persons, and 8 family contracts in the group. That's what the single 2, two-person 2, family 8 means. And then for an overall increase of 19.6 month to month. This is for your Community Blue Plan 15. That's got a $2,500 deductible on a single and a $5,000 deductible on the two-person and family contract. After that, Blue Cross pays 100% of all charges, and the city funds $2,500 back down to $100 for a single employee. And on the two-person and family contracts, they fund $5,000. They fund the employee $4,800 for a $200 total deductible. Okay. Second page looks like this. This just breaks it out line by line. So your medical rate at the top gives you the percentage increase by subscriber type. The second one down is your drug card. Third one down is your dental. Fourth one down is your vision. You add all those up, you will come to the numbers on this page. So that just gives you what each line took. Dental and vision didn't take much. Drugs took quite a bit, and medical took quite a bit. And then, sounds like you might have questions. Third page is some assumptions based on current rates plus utilization and where you might end up if you make no changes. So what this is saying is your medical plus your drug plus your dental plus your vision gives you your monthly rate. If you go all the way to the right where it says annual premium, okay, let's go down to where it says $186,824. That is the city buying the Community Blue 15 from Blue Cross Blue Shield for the year 2010. The $1,070 is the $5 per employee per month to fund the employees back down to the $100, $200 deductibles for singles and families. So add that to the premium, and you know for a fact, May 2010 through April 31st, 2011, the city would spend $187,894. Okay. The $52,800 line, where it says potential HRA exposure, is the risk that the city is taking to get the employees back down to a single deductible of $100, family deductible of $200. So mathematically possible, every single person in the group maxes out the risk. The city could spend $52,000 one month. It's actuarially impossible because not everybody's going to do that. You also have what's called an embedded deductible in your single or in your two-person and family contracts. That means that in the two-person contract, each person's got a $2,500 deductible. In a family contract, me plus my 10 kids and my wife, I can max out my $2,500 and I'm done for the rest of the year. The city no longer has to reimburse me. For the city to fully reimburse the rest of it, another person in my family would have to have a bad year, or a combination of the other 10 people. Okay? So what this is saying is that last year you guys used about 20% of your exposure. If that holds true this year, you'd come out for a year-to-year total of $198,454.
Last year being the 8-9 plan year.
So that's, you know, if you have a 25% year, you're looking at 201. If you have a 30% year, you're looking at 203. A 40% utilization year would be double what you did last year. So I would consider that a bad year. And that would bring you at 208. Okay, and here's the right side. What I would suggest the city do, it's going to look, you might as well keep that third page out because you can use it as a key. It's going to look exactly like that third page except for one column at the top. You see where it says CB15 0%, 2,500 on the old page. This one says CB15 20%. And if you compare the rates, they're significantly less. Instead of $11,575 per month for the medical portion, it's $9,966. If we go over to the annual premium, instead of it being $186,824, you're looking at $167,515. The reason why it's less expensive is because it's the same deductible as last year, but now if an employee hits their deductible, Blue Cross pays 80% of covered services. The city would reimburse 20% of covered services until the city hit 2,500, and then Blue Cross would take up over 100%. That's a single. Two-person or family, instead of it being 100% after a $5,000 deductible, the city would have 20% responsibility until that 20% reached another 5. There's still that embedded deductible and co-insurance though, so the city actually coming out of pocket $10,000 on an employee is extremely unlikely. Okay? So if you compare these two sheets, your known annual total is $168,585 versus $187,894. Everybody see that? So there's some savings there. We're trading savings for potential risk. The potential HRA exposure is $107,800 versus $52,800. So what we're doing is we're saying, I bet we don't hit $107,800, and we can take those savings. Now, because you got that embedded deductible, which keeps the families from maxing out, it's a pretty good bet. So if you go to the 20% utilization, instead of 198, you're looking at 190. And you might not even get up to 20% because most, a lot of times people won't use all of the co-insurance. They'll use some of it or none of it. A big giant bill will use all of it. But most people don't have big giant bills unless you've got hip replacement or something like that. Okay? So it's a good bet to do this. One thing that, and this keeps the employees at the exact same level that they currently are at. So to the employees, there's no change except for one thing. And that is, Blue Cross Blue Shield kind of said to the chiropractors, your doctor's just like any other doctor, so you get a doctor's office visit. You don't get 24 visits for free. So if you make any changes, you lose 24 for free, and you have to take the $30 office visit for the doctor and the chiropractor. We can amend the health reimbursement arrangement so that the employee gets a $30 chiropractor visit, they bring in the receipt, they get the $30 coming back to them. That would effectively make it no change to the employees. Okay? And the city could see some savings with a lower monthly premium. Any questions on that so far?
One, Vince.
No.
And maybe I'm a little ahead of myself, but the last time you were here,
Mm-hmm.
you were talking about a possible change on the drug side of things. Is that factored in, or can it be factored in if it's not?
Well, we didn't factor that in. We did ask the Blues to change this proposal. When I talked to you last time, we didn't know that we were going to need to make an underlying plan change, but the Blues have come out and said that they do not want anybody funding drug cards anymore from one copay down to a lower copay. And they said if you make any changes after April 1st, they will have you sign, Tom would sign it, I would sign it, saying that we do not fund drug cards. Okay. So what we needed to have done is have that change done by March 1st. Any changes, not just a drug card change. Okay. So we submitted that and said, hey, let us do a March 1st effective on this proposed plan. And we're getting a little flack from the Blues on that. They're saying that they're not allowing any retros. Because they know anybody that's asking for a March 1st effective versus their May 1st renewal, is probably doing some funding on the drug cards, so they're taking a real hard line on it and saying no. We got this renewal February 25th, so it was the 25th before we knew we had to do anything drastic to the underlying plan. February 25th was a Thursday, the 26th was Friday, the 1st was Monday. So we would have had to make this decision on Friday the 26th, and even if we'd gotten it in on Friday the 26th, they could still say that is a retro, we could no longer allow retros. So what we're doing right now is we've taken it to the next level of Blue Cross decision making, and we've also taken it to the labor relations department of Blue Cross Blue Shield. And hopefully they will give us a go to go back to March 1st. Okay? If they don't, nothing changes unless you guys tell me to change it. Okay? But if they say, no, you have to take it April 1st,